another episode of Straight Out the Lou. I'm Dylan, this is Luke, and this is Chris. And today we're going to be recapping the MLB playoffs, taking a look forward to this weekend's college football action, looking at tomorrow's NBA Finals Game 5, and tonight's Thursday Night Football matchup between the Buccaneers and the Chicago Bears. Alright, let's get it started with some MLB playoff recaps and a little bit look forward to today's action. So, Chris, you want to get us going with that?
Yeah, let's get going with that. Why don't we? So I'm not going to make any formal declarations yet because I will have my time to do that when the A's lose this series today. But if that does happen, it's going, and I will actually be virtual for our next podcast. But it's going to be you might be tempted to mute me with how much I'm going to be talking about the A's after they lose today. One team I'm very impressed with is Tampa Bay Rays. They're even better than I thought. I mean,
impressed? What?
They're hitting the ball.
They had like 8 runs in the first 3 innings yesterday.
I've heard a lot from various personalities on this podcast about the Rays lineup and how it doesn't exist. Randy Arozarena might be the next Mookie Betts the way he's hitting the ball. Although Mookie Betts doesn't hit in the playoffs, so it could be off there. But the Rays are scoring runs. Morton,
next George Springer.
Yeah, he's the next George Springer. Morton pitched pretty well. Glasnow pitched pretty well. Snell, he was okay, but hopefully they don't need to use him. I think they're going to win tonight. The Rays are going with the opener, and they are the creators of the opener. So they have Ryan Thompson starting, and then I will assume Ryan Yarbrough is going to come in after that, and he is the man when it comes to coming in, getting about 4 innings after the opener. I like the Rays tonight to finish the job.
The Rays tonight, I cannot get behind. I think that tonight the Yankees lineup is going to show out. They're going to be the Bronx Bombers that they are. They're going to show that they are probably the best team in that league. I mean, from top to bottom on paper, that's the most complete team in that league, easily. I don't think they lose to a Rays team in this series.
You know why they've lost the last 2 games?
Because they're pitching?
Exactly.
Okay, alright, sure. Who's on the bump tonight?
Jordan Montgomery.
He's solid, actually. Low key.
He's horrible.
But he's either solid or
terrible.
He's either solid or he's horrible, though, so you know what you're getting from him.
The Yankees might win Game 5, though, because of Cole, so I think the Rays need to get it done tonight.
The Rays definitely need to get it done tonight. I have the Yankees winning tonight, unfortunately. I wish the Rays could get the job done, but I think the Yankees, they're not going to let the Rays win 3 in a row against them. And just recapping some other stuff, Chris obviously going at the Oakland A's again. He never learns.
It's not over.
The series isn't over.
It's not over.
He never learns.
No, that's why I'm not making any declarations yet, but it's going to be a long podcast.
Bay Area grit. It's the Bay Area grit.
It's the East Bay grit.
East Bay grit.
The green collar shit, you know?
And for some other stuff for baseball, very impressed with the Atlanta Braves right now.
Yeah.
That is a team that I think can definitely beat the Dodgers if they advance past the Padres. I actually do have the Marlins winning tonight's game, though.
Yes.
I think that they're going to get the job done, but their historic playoff streak will come to an end in Game 4.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. Yeah. It's too bad, but yeah, possible.
And, oh, my God. What a play by Cody Bellinger last night on Fernando Tatis. And then the pitcher thinking he's all that, throwing the crap. The first thing I actually respected from Manny Machado, actually, going at those guys, because those guys are a bunch of pussies over there.
How about Joe Kelly? Finishing the job. Vintage Joe Kelly last night. That was
scary.
That was an elite performance.
That was absolutely frightening.
I mean,
as a Dodgers
back-to-back walks. You got to expect that.
That's great.
Joe Kelly.
Exactly. And back to your point about the Braves, Ian Anderson. And I didn't really think this team had much pitching. And they don't have a lot of starting pitching. They have Fried, but Ian Anderson, who's a rookie and only made like 7 starts during the season, pitched great in the wild card series and pitched great yesterday. So the Braves might have more pitching than I thought, and maybe they can give the Dodgers a run.
What do you guys think about that guy throwing a glove in his hat everywhere after he literally gave
That was
a home
ridiculous.
run?
That was ridiculous. Like, I don't understand how you can be so emotional as a pitcher and still be able to do your job.
Like, I'm a pitcher. I like to talk a lot of trash when I pitch and like to, talk. But, like, when you give up a home run and you can get excited for a play, but he was just showboating the Padres.
It wasn't, for me, it's not the actual action of showboating that's the problem here. It's that what's going on behind that, because in baseball it's a game of intense focus, right? Like, you need to be completely zoned in on your task, and if you're not, you're gonna fail because the other guy is completely zoned in most likely.
Yeah.
and then he's gonna beat you because he's doing a better job. So I see his reaction as a lack of focus, and he's more worried about the outcomes rather than what he's doing to prevent said outcome from happening. I think in baseball it's a lot of focusing on what you can control, and he got way too caught up in the rest of it. And I mean, it happens. It happens to all athletes, and just in life in general, that kind of sort of reaction to stuff beyond your control is going to happen. But as a pitcher, I think you need to be a lot more even-keeled in order to be effective and to be completely locked in all the time. And that just shows me it's the Dodgers being weird, being all up in their heads, and that lack of focus is what hasn't gotten them to be successful in the World Series in the last, 5 to however many years. I mean, they haven't won since 80-something, right? So it's just, the vibe in that franchise is we're good, we're better than you, we don't really need to do anything else to win except just be better. And no, you got it. Baseball, you got to be zoned in, locked in, ready to go all the time. And that shows me he's not really present in his moment on the mound there. Yeah.
I have one question about the Dodgers. What has gotten into Mookie Betts? I didn't know this guy could hit in October.
It's got to be the weather. It's got
It's got to be because this guy didn't hit anything when he was in Boston in October. I mean, come on. What's gotten into this guy?
Like one home run in his Red Sox career in the playoffs.
Yeah, he hit one of the World Series. But
when they were already up like 7-1 or
yeah,
something.
that was it. No, I don't know what's going on.
I think that's good for baseball. Be interesting the next couple days to see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. All right, this weekend in college football, we got a few big matchups here. We got Florida against Texas A&M.
They call that a big matchup?
It's probably the biggest matchup of the week.
That's a big matchup?
There's a top 10 matchup on Saturday night. But
who else is there? Who else do we
Miami,
got
Clemson.
Oh, Miami's top 10? Come on. No.
Tennessee, Georgia.
That's awful.
Tennessee, Georgia.
That's awful.
3.
Yeah, that's not a good game for me either. I don't see that being good at all.
But you think Florida A&M?
I think Florida A&M, I think it will be a 10-point game. It will be within 10 points. I think it will be close-ish. And Florida might have the momentum the whole game. Maybe like a slight swing for A&M in like the middle of the third quarter or something random like that. But I think Florida will dominate the whole game. But at the end of the day, it's going to be within 10 points.
Florida 45, Texas A&M 28.
I mean, that's a decent take. I can see it. I'm going Florida 52, A&M 43.
They're putting up 43 points?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, after last week, they got to bounce back. They saw a really good defense last week. I think it's going to prep them for a not-so-great defense this week.
Oh, God.
Florida's defense is not where you think it is.
Dude,
you are completely biased in your understanding of their defense.
I watch them every year. They do this every year. They
Dude,
always start
they
off
give
slow.
up 50 points to fucking Ole Miss.
They give up like 30.
Ole Miss? No, put up way more than that.
No, they didn't. They put up like 30.
Who else did they play? They played Ole Miss,
South Carolina, who scored 2 garbage time touchdowns. They had 14 points by the fourth quarter. So
I don't know. I don't see them.
They have All-Americans
shutting down.
They have All-Americans everywhere.
I don't see them shutting down anybody.
Who's on Texas A&M?
Dude, I couldn't tell you, but I mean, Chris seems pretty hot on him, so I gotta.
Chris is always right about these. So let's
all right, so I will preface.
They got Mond. I know that guy.
Jordan's like, who's better, Bo Nix or Kellen Mond?
Listen, I'm not gonna answer that question,
Yeah.
but I will preface this by saying Florida's going to make the playoff. Florida will beat Alabama in the SEC championship. I'm gonna preface what I'm about to say by saying that.
But they're going to lose to A&M.
Florida is going to lose this weekend.
No.
To Texas A&M.
That's terrible.
This game is being played on the road.
They will not lose.
There will be some fans.
Dude, some fans has no.
There will be some fans. A&M is a supremely talented team. Florida's a better team, but I see a down game here. They play Georgia next.
I don't see a down game. Why? Why a down game?
Listen,
first of all, they play LSU before Georgia.
Okay, well they're gonna be looking ahead to that game. A&M, despite the score last week, that game was closer than a lot of people thought. They were in it for most of that first half, and Kellen Mond, one of these times A&M's going to win a big game, and I think it's this week. I think this is a down game for Florida. This is the one they lose. They're not going to go undefeated, and this is going to be the game they lose, I think.
I don't know. I don't know about that. But I do know that Florida's a lock on -6.5 in that game.
No, A&M's a lock plus 6.5.
Another big game that we got going on this weekend, Virginia Tech, UNC.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech +5. Lock it up. UNC is a joke. They almost lost to Boston College.
They're a joke. Well, Boston College beat them, but they're an absolute.
Because they did cover.
They only lost by 4, so that's a win. But they Virginia Tech, always a great upset team. I mean, UNC is an absolute joke.
Absolute joke. They're nowhere near where they think they are. They're really hot about themselves too. That's I don't like that. You got to be humble as
they're real cocky
as a
right
team
now.
like that who hasn't proven anything ever. Like,
I know.
When was the last time UNC was in a big bowl game, like a big bowl game? You know, I mean, I don't think in a long time, if ever.
I got Virginia Tech.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, even though we don't make these bets, make that clear. I don't mind the Virginia Tech. Was it +5?
Yes.
+5.
Yeah, that's not a bad bet. I don't know. I think I'd stay away from this game. These two teams are pretty good. North Carolina, they're good. They're probably a top 15 team, but Virginia Tech might be as well. They're pretty good too. I don't know. I like Carolina at quarterback. I like Carolina at coach. I think they find a way to win the game. But +5 bet, they might win by.
Just to address something real quick, we ended the last episode abruptly after Chris stated that UNC is a better team than Oregon.
Yeah, they are.
Would you like to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, because you have to look at level of competition. And while the ACC is not great, it's not great, but it's certainly better than the Pac-12, which is absolutely horrendous. This year especially, the ACC
at the top with their
ACC
one team at the top.
The ACC
is good right now in the rankings because they're one of the three top conferences
They are good this
playing.
year.
The Big 12 fucking sucks.
Yeah, the Big 12's terrible. The Pac-12 might be better than the Big 12.
So first of all,
there's 2 conferences playing football then right now.
First of all, everybody will find out on Saturday. Miami, joke.
Oh yeah, they're
UNC,
killed.
joke. Notre Dame's not in the ACC. I don't want to hear that. It's not.
Well, they are this year. And if I can segue into the Clemson game if you want.
Let's go to the Clemson game.
So, actually, I don't know if we're going to talk about the Tennessee game at all, but Tennessee +12.5, even though I don't bet and we don't bet, that's a lock.
That is a lock.
They're playing Georgia? No.
I think Georgia wins the game. Georgia wins the game, but Tennessee covers. Tennessee's good.
That's
All right. Anyways,
I get Tennessee winning the game.
Yeah, I don't know about
that. Oh my God.
Whoever Georgia's playing, I got the other team winning the game. So.
What did you see? What happened against Auburn?
Yeah, they got lucky.
Georgia's still got probably the third most 5-star recruits out of any college team.
Look at what Georgia has. Look at the schedule.
Yeah. So what are you talking about? They have so much talent.
Look at the schedule. This is a classic trap game because they played Auburn last week. They have Tennessee right in between the Auburn-Alabama game because they play Alabama next week.
No.
I think Georgia wins the game, but it's
why?
Gonna be
Why
close.
do you think it's a trap game?
Georgia always loses
their biggest games of the year.
Tennessee's a big game. Tennessee's a big game for them.
Georgia always loses
to
14
teams.
Yeah, I know. So they're gonna come out and show out and beat them.
They're not Auburn, and
they're gonna beat them bad.
They're
gonna beat them bad.
Georgia shows out.
Terrible.
Georgia plays terrible always one year against some random team between big games. It always happens.
But it's not some random game. They're playing a top team. This year Tennessee's a top team.
Not they wouldn't be ranked 14th at the Big Ten in the Pac-12.
Okay, they'd be 17 or 18.
They would be top 25. They'd be top 25. That's a relevant matchup in a normal college football season. A top 25 team against
Michigan. I'd like Michigan over Tennessee. I think Michigan.
Oh God,
no,
absolutely not.
That's not true.
And I'm a Michigan fan. Definitely not. The Clemson game. The line is 14.5. If you do bet on this game, bet on Clemson. Miami is going to lose this game, I believe, by at least 50 points.
Very bad.
Yeah, real bad.
Who has Miami ranked in the top 10?
It's a joke.
7. They're ranked 7. It's ridiculous.
It's an absolute
It's just
joke.
marketing. It's got to be, right?
It's just like that one year when they had that one big game
against Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame's never that great. And then they end up being a top 6.
Yeah, they were number 6 and they lost to Clemson by 40.
That's
funny.
what's gonna happen again.
Didn't they lose in their bowl game too to Wisconsin?
Yeah. Yeah, I know they didn't win the bowl game.
And then Joe Burrow, his first ever game, pounded them the next year. And then they went back to irrelevancy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's gonna happen with this game.
I agree.
They might still be ranked top 15.
They will be.
Top 15, even though they get blown out.
They're gonna lose to some
the rankings this year.
They're gonna lose to some clown.
The rankings are fine.
No,
we can go back into that if you want.
Can I address something real quick? UCF, the best team in Florida.
Excellent point.
Oh my God, you guys are best team in Florida. Nice win last week against who was that? Tulsa.
Tulsa.
Is that who they played?
Tulsa. You know who beat Tulsa the first week of the season?
Oh God.
Oklahoma State. And you guys killed them.
Oh, UCF.
What? That was great.
Oh my God, these guys after they beat Cincinnati or somebody were like, oh, no one wants to play us. No one wants to play us.
There
UCF.
you go.
Oh yeah, remember when your athletic director was too scared to play Florida in a home and home? We literally offered to play them in a home and home, and they said no. And then they're like, oh, we're the best team in Florida. Prove it.
Yeah, they should have a 2-for-1
Like,
according to them. So
yeah,
it's
prove
absurd.
it. Like,
Ridiculous.
Awful. Yeah, what are we gonna play at their Disney Field Stadium? Literally playing Disneyland.
All right, let's get into a little bit of NBA Finals here. So tomorrow we got Game 5. It's obviously a very pivotal game in the series. Luke, do the Heat still have a chance to win this thing?
They don't have a chance to win the NBA Finals anymore, but they will win Game 5 based on what I saw from Game 4. They played well enough to win that game. It's just Caldwell Pope was just hot.
Yeah.
And
MVP.
And you can't leave Robinson on the court at that time of the game when you got these fast athletic guards out there.
Yeah.
Like Rondo was just blowing by him for layups, and then he did that twice, and then once they were up 6, I think Robinson missed a 3, and then they came back down with a minute left. They ran the exact same play from the previous 2 times. They just popped Davis out, and they doubled Rondo because they weren't going to let him get a layup again. Davis hits the 3. That's the game. The Heat played well enough in that game. I was disappointed in Jimmy Butler. I was disappointed in the fact that he was not aggressive in quarters 2 and 3. And I was disappointed in Spoelstra not giving the ball to Hero more at the end of the game. They ran 3 design plays for Robinson, and all of them did not work.
Yeah.
When Hero was 4 for 4 in the quarter already, finished 5 of 5 in the quarter, ruined a lot of people's nights with the. I don't know if you guys were looking at that, but the Lakers were 7.5 point favorites, and Hero hit a 3 with 0.30 seconds left to make it a 6 point game, which is it's a bad beat right there. But they will win Game 5. I think that's a no-brainer, honestly, because I think they will do. Because
it's gonna be Lakers in 5, like I've been calling this whole time.
I think they're gonna win Game 5.
It's gonna be Lakers in 5.
This
is why it's gonna be Lakers in 5. LeBron up 3-1.
Dude, the guy
needs one more game to go home to his wife and his kids. That's all he needs. This whole time in the bubble's been leading up to this game. He just needs one more game to go home. LeBron, the GOAT, tasting the finish line, and it's a finish line that he wants more than any other finish line he's seen.
The GOAT?
What'd I say? The GOAT?
You just called him the GOAT.
I mean, he could be.
Oh God.
He could be. He could be.
Oh God.
He's gonna win this series in 5 games. He's gonna go home with his 4th ring. He's gonna say what's up to Bronny. Probably get a little bit mad at him for smoking a little bit on the story on the Instagram. But then he's gonna go home and celebrate, and he wants to go home and celebrate. He wants to go see his boys Chris Paul. He wants to go see his boy Melo. He wants to go hang out on the fucking banana boat. You know what I mean? He wants to go have an off season. So this is why Lakers in 5. Because LeBron.
Because he wants to go see Carmelo Anthony.
Because he smells the finish line. He sees it. He's ready to get the hell out of Orlando. He doesn't want to sit in the hotel anymore.
And I don't think Butler is. I think Butler outplays him.
But the thing is, it's 1 game away for LeBron.
I know.
He needs 1 more game. He's gonna motivate his teammates better than anybody else in the world could motivate. And he's gonna go out there and dominate and win the Finals MVP.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is not shooting like that again. I also see heavy favor in referees for the Heat tomorrow. I feel like they're gonna get a lot of calls tomorrow inside. And what was I gonna say about LeBron? That dude did not score a basket in the final 6 minutes of the game. I don't know how people can call him the GOAT when he literally does not score at the end of the game. He's a great passer, but I don't want my best player passing the basketball with 2 seconds left on the shot clock when you gotta get a basket.
It's what Jimmy Butler does.
Yeah.
It's what Jimmy Butler does almost every time.
Not in the games. Not in the games that they win. Not in the games that they win. He doesn't.
Well, he does it quite a lot, and they've lost 3 times this series, which is the majority of the time.
You're calling LeBron James the greatest basketball player of all time.
He is potentially.
Oh God, dude. Oh God. You've never watched Michael? You ever watched Michael Jordan play a game of basketball?
I mean, fuck. I watched The Last Dance. I mean, I'm not fucking going back and watching a 2.5 hour game of 90s basketball.
Dude, oh my God.
The fuck? Shut up,
dude. Oh my God, LeBron. Dude, LeBron is not anywhere close to Michael Jordan's level.
I don't know.
First of all-
I think LeBron is probably a better all-around player. I don't know if he dominates like Jordan did, but I mean, he's the all-around most talented player we've ever seen.
Last thing I'll say, what a playoff run by the Miami Heat. I mean, I predicted it, but like people are calling it, oh, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like they're so surprised by this. I called this. I knew this was gonna happen. You look at their team. They got closers. They got guys that want to win. They play teams like the Celtics and the Bucks that are just absolute jokes. They don't care about winning at all because they all just want a stat pad. And like that's why the Heat are here. Like I don't like. It's not really like surprising whatsoever. And the fact that they played the Lakers hard, I mean, that's not surprising. Like,
No, I mean, it's not surprising that they made it out of the East. The East is, like we've been over, it's the inferior
Yeah, that's not true.
conference.
The Lakers are just
But-
the Lakers are just so frustrating to watch. The way that after every single play, it's
Dude, they don't even
what do you
play.
like, LeBron? Put your hands down, dude. You just smacked the guy in the face.
Yeah.
Like, put your hands down, dude. And also, I've been seeing this thing on Instagram. LeBron James' body's Tyler Hero.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, he went for a flop to try and get a call. He flopped. He went for a call, and it's like LeBron's like mean mugging him down the court. Like, what did you do? What do you want Hero to do? Freaking jump with him? What is he gonna do? Block him? Like that was a smart decision by Hero to go down. Didn't pan off because the refs are coming down the court. Just flop.
Yeah, but of course LeBron's gonna mug that. I mean, he just made a guy
I know.
go to the floor
It's just-
and then just yammed it. Like
It's just all the Bron sexuals just going crazy. The first quarter, it's like 12-12. Like, okay, do it at the end of the game, buddy.
yeah, I don't like the Lakers just simply
Like,
because
this guy's pulling up from the logo like he's Steph Curry at the end of the game. Like,
Yeah.
pass the ball to Davis, you dummy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you can't score at the end of the game, so give it to Davis.
yeah, the Lakers really just rely on they have an immense amount of talent. Like they have a lot of talent on that team.
Honestly-
I mean, you look at they got Dwight Howard, a dude who's used to be an MVP contender. I mean, there's still talent
Dude,
there.
this
They
year's
got like LeBron. AD's possibly the best player in the league.
They got the MVP of the series, Contavious
Dude,
Caldwell.
Pope.
I'm telling you, if Contavious Caldwell Pope did not play in Game 2, the Heat win that game by
Kuzma
20.
is a weapon.
He should win the MVP.
He should win the MVP. Honestly, I swear to God.
But I almost feel like the Lakers are
Kuzma's a joke.
similar to the Celtics in a certain sense, where they kind of play like they get really sloppy sometimes.
They're just their
but
talent makes up
their
for it.
talent makes up for it. But then they also have LeBron there as that extra little bit of leadership that puts them over the edge.
Not leadership experience.
It's no, dude. LeBron is a big time leader. What do you mean, dude? What do you mean? How do you not see
He doesn't
that?
lead by example, I can tell you that.
He definitely likes to complain. He doesn't, emulate a very humble player either, but he definitely knows how to motivate his teammates. I think he definitely is able to rally the troops pretty well.
I'm very happy with what my Miami Heat did, and I think we're gonna have great success.
I have a couple points on this. First of all, I think the Lakers.
First of all,
Game 5. Yeah,
right now-
you're gonna talk about the Celtics.
no, I'm not gonna talk about the Celtics. First of all, the next big market free agent is going to the Heat. They're the biggest destination.
I hear about the Heat, the Knicks, and the Lakers every year, and it rarely happens.
When do you hear about? Oh, really? It
Yeah.
really happens.
Yeah.
What about Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, whatever.
You're telling me people don't want to play us alongside Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo?
I don't know who they want to play with.
If you put Giannis in that system, they're unstoppable.
Yeah,
Giannis is staying in Milwaukee.
If you put Giannis in Miami
he's
system,
going to
though,
the Warriors.
with shooters around him like that, well, yeah, he might go to the Warriors.
But anyways, this whole the Lakers won Game 5. They'll close it out. It'll be a blowout, I think. But this notion that the Heat, first of all, I don't think the Heat would have made the finals if the pandemic didn't happen. We can argue
No.
about that, but there's
First of all, we can argue. Let's go series by series from the semifinals on. Bucks Heat. Who's winning that series?
The Bucks, if they have home court.
I think probably the Bucks.
So the Heat were 2-0 in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think the Bucks probably come out of the East
No,
over either Toronto or Boston.
I don't think so. Well, Boston's losing to Toronto.
They
no
might
doubt.
lose to Toronto.
Easily.
because
Not
they
even
can't win
close.
in Toronto.
Yeah, not even close. They're losing to Toronto.
I think they're losing 7 because neither team can win on each other's home court. In Toronto with the higher seed. But anyways, the whole notion that the Heat have a successful playoff run, it's a losing mentality. If you don't win the championship, it's a failure. The Heat, this season was a failure for the Miami Heat. They didn't win the championship.
Yeah, it is.
It's a complete failure. They should be ashamed of themselves.
It
As
is.
should 31 other teams in the league.
31.
29, whatever. 29
I
other teams in the
don't
league.
agree with that.
Complete
standpoint.
failure.
I don't agree
They're in
with
the
that
same
standpoint.
position as the New York Knicks. They didn't win the championship.
No,
There's
but
different degrees of failure.
No, it's all failure.
No,
If you
see,
don't win,
they're not established yet. They're not even at their peak yet. Tyler Hero's going to be a 20 plus points per game scorer a game.
Butler's at the end of his prime.
He's at the end of his prime?
Yeah.
Based on what?
He's his age.
You know who's out of his prime? Kemba Walker. Way out of his prime.
He's at the end of his
He's
prime.
at his age. He's out of.
He's like
out of his prime.
27 years old.
He's out of his. Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
Is like 31.
No, he's not.
Bet. Look it up right now.
Well, I'll look it up after the.
No. Look it up right now.
I think he's like 30, 31, yeah. But, I mean, Steph Curry is as well. I wouldn't say he's, like, at the end of his prime.
Because that's Steph Curry. He's 30 years old.
Okay, well, we're both wrong. So he's 30. He's at the end of his prime. So is Jimmy Butler. But the Celtics have two guys, and the Heat have a couple as well.
If anything, Jimmy Butler's
Who are
just starting his
just
prime.
Dude, look at his age.
The way that man's
Look at his
conditioned.
age.
I don't care about his age.
Age in this day and age of training and
It does
and
matter.
recovery doesn't really matter.
You wanna talk
unless
about the
you have
start
a
of their
history.
prime.
Unless you have a history of a lot
Dude,
of
the
injuries.
Celtics have two guys who are under 22
besides
years
LeBron,
old.
Jimmy Butler's probably the second most conditioned player in the league.
The Celtics have two guys that are under 22 years old.
What makes
They're
you
talking about
say
the start of
that?
their prime.
Have you seen? I've watched his workout videos. They're absolutely
Oh,
ridiculous.
Every single player has ridiculous workout videos.
And then the guy goes and plays 48 minutes every
Dude,
game.
and
there's
loses.
a lot
This
of
season
players
was a
who do
failure.
that. What?
Who? Not Kawhi.
Fucking every player on
Who?
the Heat, pretty much. Like a lot of players on the Celtics were doing that.
And that's why they lost, because they got tired.
No, they didn't get tired. They
Really?
Just, they just
No,
didn't have
really?
any. They just didn't have any balls.
No, like, I call
They
it
just had no balls.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, Luke. I mean, I respect your stance on the Heat, but it's time to hop off Butler's cock. Bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, it's not.
He's pretty good, but fuck, man. I mean, he's not as good as you hype him
Yeah,
up. to be.
exactly.
No, you're underrated.
He's
him
not
so
as
much.
no.
You literally had a triple
This
double last
was-
game
this-
too.
Hey.
They
listen,
lost.
listen. This is what's gonna happen.
But you
Okay,
did not
no.
have a bad game.
Fucking listen to me, Luke. All right, ready? The Heat after this year are not making it back to the finals.
That's
They're
not
not
true.
making
That's
it back to the
Dylan's
finals.
right. Dylan's
That's
right.
not true.
They're
Dylan is
not.
correct.
That's not
They
true.
will never.
That's
it's gonna
not
be.
true.
It's gonna be just
20
like the Dallas Mavericks of
no.
2011. Yes.
No.
Yes.
21, 22, the Heat will be in the finals again.
No. It's just like the Mavs, except they're not gonna win.
21, 22, the Heat will be back in the NBA Finals. You heard it here
No.
first.
Dylan's correct.
No.
Dylan's 100%
It will be either
right.
the Celtics or the Milwaukee Bucks.
or the Nets.
No, the Nets.
Or the Nets.
The Nets will be in the
Or
finals.
the Nets.
Net-
One of those
Nets-
three.
Nets,
All three of those
Bucks,
teams
Celtics,
are better than the
They're
Heat.
all built for the future too.
In a normal season.
How
they're
are the
better.
Heat not built for the future?
Because Jimmy Butler's old.
Bam! Hero.
Good
No,
players.
they're gonna bring in a top free agent.
No, I don't. I believe
There's
it when
no
I see
way
it.
they don't.
Who's a top free agent this
Yeah,
year?
exactly.
Give me one guy who's gonna leave his team.
It's
who's a top
not.
free
It's
agent.
not this year. It's the year after. It's when Hero will be going into his third season. That's when they're gonna bring in the big free agent.
And by then Butler
Yeah,
will
and how-
be.
and how do
By
you-
then Butler will be declining.
And how do you
Okay, so you have Butler as your third option.
and how do you
Bam as your
expect him to
fifth.
pay all these guys?
God.
With the money that we have, we're only paying 2 max contracts.
Okay, but they're gonna have to start paying guys.
Who?
Dragic is a free agent. He might leave.
He is leaving.
He's gonna get money somewhere
He is
else.
leaving.
The Celtics should sign him off the bench.
He is
I've been
leaving.
talking about that.
He is leaving.
Yeah, that's a huge.
You don't
loss.
have money because you pay like Tatum, Kemba, and Hayward. You don't have any money.
Well, we haven't paid
$20
Tatum
million
yet.
dollars to play Smart.
We get rid of
$15
we
million.
get rid of Hayward and Smart, and we.
Oh, you get rid of the MVP.
No, the MVP is Tice.
Oh, well, yeah, you get rid of Titus. Yeah.
Well, we can't get rid of Tice because he's the MVP.
You're gonna get rid of Smart for Dragic now?
Well, I think we should trade Hayward and Smart for Miles Turner and then get
That's
Dragic.
never happening.
Probably not because Trader Danny doesn't make any trades, but yeah.
I mean,
See,
I don't know.
this is what's gonna happen in the NBA in the next 3 years. Okay, next year the Warriors are gonna win again. Year after that, it's probably gonna be a 7-game set between the Warriors and the Nets, and I think the Nets might win. And then the year after that, the third year, the Warriors win again, and probably not against the
You're
Nets.
gonna
again.
bet on a 34-year-old Kevin Durant without his Achilles in 2
Yeah,
years?
they're
Yes. Yes,
the
Kevin
team-
Durant's one of the best scorers of all
They
time,
have to win
if not
next
the
year.
best.
They have to win next
Well,
year.
the thing is, they're good, but they have Kyrie and KD are hurt a lot.
And they're fucking weirdos.
Yeah, they are.
I also don't see the Warriors coming out of the West next year.
Oh, they are. The
Who-
Warriors are
who
the best
would?
in the league. They're the
Who
best in
would?
the league. Not even close.
I think,
What? What the hell?
I think the Lakers are gonna.
Oh god.
No,
Oh,
absolutely
God.
not. The Warriors
Oh, no.
are so much better than them.
The Warriors roster is gonna be stupid next year. If they draft James Wiseman, it's gonna be ridiculous. Even if they don't draft a guy and they trade that pick, they're probably gonna be even more ridiculous in the short term because they'll get
I don't
a
know.
star.
I
an
don't know. I
established
don't know
star.
why more players don't move to the East.
Yeah, the East is better.
The East isn't easy,
No,
dub.
the East isn't better. The East is easy.
No,
W.
it's
Yes, it is.
much better.
That's why Jimmy Butler's in the NBA Finals.
No, it's what? It's because of pandemic. He's in the MVP
No,
finals.
it's not.
He
The
would've
thing
lost
is,
the Bucks if it
is,
wasn't a pandemic.
players come to the West, or at least now they have been coming to the West in the last like 4 or 5 years, because all the stars that they can pair up with are already in the West. So if they want to actually win, if they want a chance at winning, they got to pair up with somebody from the West.
James Harden needs to move out of the Western Conference. That dude should not be in the
James
Western
Harden won't win if he's in the East either. Like he just isn't.
He has a much better chance.
He just isn't a winner though. He had his shot. He had his shot like 3 years ago, against the Warriors. 2 years ago.
I mean,
Yeah.
Lillard's got to get out of Portland.
Yeah, he needs to.
No, he won't leave. He's too
terribly
loyal.
run organization.
He's too loyal. He won't leave.
I can't believe that.
He's loyal to a fault almost.
Yeah,
He
they
won't
have no
leave.
shot winning anything.
No. Yeah, I think he'll be a Hall of Famer, but he'll never get a championship.
That's enough basketball. My head's spinning.
All right. Thursday Night Football, real quick. Bucks are a lock -3.5. I'm
Yeah.
not hot on the Bears anymore. They're probably going to only win 7 games the whole season.
We're off the Bears
We're
now.
off the Bears. We're off the Bears. I'm not too hot on them. I thought their defense was a little better this year.
Yeah, it's not good right now.
Where the fuck is Khalil Mack? I have not heard that guy's name in probably
Yeah.
a year. Like, what is happening?
The only notable guy on their defense right now is Eddie Jackson.
I think Gruden's almost looking like a genius now after that trade. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, the Raiders are going down the shitter now that they traded Khalil Mack." But
And now the Raiders still suck.
No, they don't. They don't
Yes, they
suck.
do.
They lost to
They're
the
terrible.
Patriots, and who was the other team they lost to?
The
Was
Bills.
the other team they
The
lost
Bills,
to the
you guaranteed they would beat. By the
And
way.
they almost did beat them.
They should beat them.
They should have
They
beat
didn't.
them. And those are two very good teams in the NFL right now. So I still think the Raiders are respectable and are capable of getting a playoff spot this year for sure.
Gotcha.
Really?
Yes.
They beat the Saints.
They
Yeah,
did
that
beat
was
the
a fluke
Saints.
game.
No, I agree.
And-
Yeah.
And the Saints are.
The Broncos are a joke, which helps a lot. Those are 2 wins right there.
Yeah, 2 wins.
And the
for
Chargers are a
Raiders.
joke, even though you think they're the greatest freaking football
So that's
team
probably
ever.
The Chargers
4
have
wins.
played
I could see
two
them
really
getting,
good teams,
4
tough.
wins.
Dude, Tampa Bay, you overrate Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay is very overrated. They have a good quarterback, good receiving core,
Good quarterback, good receiving core, good linebacker.
one good linebacker, one
Nothing
good
elite.
linebacker.
Nothing elite. All good.
I mean,
They
Nothing
have
elite.
Tom Brady. This team's winning the Super Bowl, and they're definitely covering 3.5 tonight.
Dude,
they'll
they're-
cover 3.5 tonight.
They're winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No way.
I lock it in. It's a lock.
You think they'll beat the Seahawks? You think they could beat the Niners healthy?
I think they'll
You
beat the
they could
Seahawks
beat-
in the NFC Championship.
No. Neither team
And I
will
like
be
the
there.
Seahawks.
Neither team will be
Yeah,
there.
they will.
Neither team will.
Who's going to be there?
What did you say,
It
though?
will be the Niners, and it will be the Packers, just like
they'll-
last year.
Definitely not the Niners.
It will be just like last year.
I take the Packers over the
I like the
Bucks.
Packers. They're pretty good.
It will be just like last year, and the Niners will blow them out.
Seattle-
and then part 2.
The playoffs will be. I think Seattle's gonna win the division. They got a head start. I think the Niners are the better team.
No,
Yeah, I do.
they're not.
They are,
They're not.
and I could see that happening.
I
as
think
They
well.
weren't the
I
better
think-
team last year. They got robbed in the last game. Seattle should have won.
No.
Seattle, dude.
Seattle got robbed in the last game.
Just become a Seattle fan already. Like
Yeah,
I like
just
Seattle.
like-
They've been my second team forever. Now they're my third team because Tommy's in the Bucks.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna go. It's gonna go Seattle in the 1 seed, Packers in the 2 seed. It's gonna be what's the other division?
Tampa.
Yeah, I bet Tampa wins the division, and then the
football team. Yes,
Yeah, the
obviously.
football.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see they benched Dwayne Haskins.
Unfortunate.
Alex Smith's the number 2 now. Gotta bring him in.
They gotta bring Smith in.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's gonna be the Niners. There's 3 playoff spots, right? It's gonna be the Niners. It's gonna be the Cardinals, and it's gonna be
New Orleans.
The Rams.
yeah, probably the Rams. I think all 4 teams from that division make it.
I think so too.
I don't like the Cardinals.
See, I was gonna pick the Bears and the Vikings,
What
but
about
like
the Saints?
those,
You have the Saints out?
like low key, yeah.
I could see that.
Like,
definitely
I don't
the Cardinals
know.
aren't going to make the
If
playoffs.
Mike Thomas comes back and
Oh,
blows,
the Falcons. I
blows
forgot
that offense out,
Yes, of course.
then maybe the Saints could be good if Mike Thomas comes back and makes a huge
Come back
impact.
this week, I heard.
That's great. That's great news.
And then I got out of the AFC. Let's just do the AFC quick. Patriots are gonna win that division. They're gonna rally. They're gonna win that division. No, I don't know what seed they'll be. I will probably go like
4.
Kansas City 1, Baltimore 2, Pats 3, I bet, and then who the South?
Tennessee or
It's
Indianapolis.
like Tennessee, yeah, probably Tennessee. And then you've got the Steelers right there. They might actually win
good.
that division, honestly.
They're
They
real
could win that
They're
division.
really good.
The Steelers, and then you got the... Who else?
Colts.
We get the Bills,
Colts.
and yeah, probably the Colts.
Yeah.
Who else is in the AFC North? The Browns are 3-1.
All right, stop.
I was looking
Stop.
at that today. I was
Stop.
like, they're 3-1.
Stop.
I was like, what in the
Stop.
world? I was like, they have an easy schedule, though, is what I'm saying, because they finished so bad last year.
Yeah.
that they have an easy schedule. It's
They
like
still suck.
maybe they can get like a couple wins. You only need to go 7-9 in the playoffs.
They can make a playoff.
Yeah, 0% chance.
They can make a playoff spot for sure.
They'll screw it up somehow.
All right, that's a wrap. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.
Oh, solid episode.